Welcome to our podcast session. Today, we're diving into an episode that challenges the idea of staying put in your comfort zone to really boost your English fluency.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, stepping out of that comfort zone can really change everything, both in language learning and, in life.
Right, it's like, um, if you keep doing the same thing every day, you never really learn to stretch your skills. And this episode, I Quit My Comfort Zone, really nails that point.
Exactly. It's essentially about embracing a slow, deliberate pace in English learning while gradually expanding your boundaries, isn't it?
Yes, exactly. It's all about that
Yeah.
unique balance where you practice slow English to really absorb real life conversations and at the same time push past what feels comfortable.
And it's fascinating because it ties in personal growth with language learning. I mean, thinking about it, isn't there a sort of double benefit? You're improving your language skills while also growing as a person.
Absolutely. It's like a two-in-one package. On one hand, you get the fluency and shadowing practice by listening to these slow, clear dialogues. And on the other hand, you get these life lessons on courage and making that shift out of your comfort zone.
What really caught my attention was the emphasis on emotional storytelling. It's not just about grammar and vocabulary, but about connecting deeply with the material.
Right. It's like every sentence is crafted not just to teach you words like follow through or shift, but to encourage you to actually feel what it takes to leave behind your safe space.
Yeah, and the way they describe it using slow English really gives you time to absorb and reflect. It almost feels like you're having a conversation with someone who's been there, you know?
Exactly. It's very personal. It reminds me of how sometimes we let the fear of making mistakes keep us from growing. But it's in those mistakes where our true learning happens.
And that's why the podcast approach of using real life conversation is so effective. It's not rehearsed or robotic, it's natural and evolving.
Yeah, exactly. And by listening and even shadowing these conversations, learners can actually improve both their listening comprehension and their speaking fluency, all while getting inspired.
Speaking of inspiration, I do wonder, don't you think there might be a risk if someone misinterprets the message? Like, pushing yourself too hard without the right pace can sometimes backfire.
That's a great point. I think the podcast gently reminds us that it's about gradual exposure, taking one small habit at a time. It's a measured, almost patient approach, but
Right?
still, in a way, it's challenging traditional ideas.
Yeah, it's almost a respectful rebellion against the endless pressure to be perfect right away, right?
Precisely, it's like saying, hey, it's okay to be slow, it's okay to stumble, because that's where you actually pick up new skills.
And speaking of picking up skills, the podcast also promotes shadowing practice. I found that aspect so practical. By mimicking the conversation at a slow pace, learners can really parallel the natural rhythm of English.
It's almost like training your ears and your voice simultaneously, sort of like how athletes practice through repetition until it becomes second nature.
Exactly. And this method helps to build the confidence gradually. The user isn't bombarded with fast-paced language, which might be overwhelming.
Yes, exactly. It's like creating a safe space where you listen, reflect, and then speak out. Each session is a small step towards breaking free from what's holding you back.
And I really love that the podcast encourages daily reflection too. It transforms listening into a kind of self-improvement ritual, don't you think?
Definitely, it's not just a language lesson, it's a life lesson. You start to see language as a tool for expression and transformation. It's very holistic.
One thing that always puzzles me, though, is when some learners think slowing down might actually hinder progress. What do you make of that?
I see that point, but I respectfully disagree. Slowing down is like letting the flavors of a good meal develop gradually. If you rush, you miss the nuances. But taking it slow allows, each element to really click into place.
That's a neat analogy. And I guess by immersing in slow, clear English, you're training yourself to think in English rather than translating every word.
Absolutely, it's the key to fluency. When you hear things in a natural rhythm, you eventually start to feel the pulse of the language. It's less like a mechanical process and more like an organic conversation.
And what about vocabulary development? The episode seems to use words that are motivational and tied to growth, like comfort zone and shift.
Exactly. Those word choices aren't random. They're deliberately inspiring.
Yeah,
They prime the learner to associate language with personal empowerment, which in turn makes practicing more meaningful.
I love that. It goes beyond just language acquisition and delves into changing your mindset.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like an internal shift. The more you commit to stepping out, the more you see language learning as a way to express who you really are rather than just checking off a requirement.
And it also serves as a reminder that progress is often invisible, right? You're not going to see fireworks immediately, but each small practice builds up.
Right on. It's like a steady drizzle that eventually fills a bucket. Each small practice session, each word you pick up, eventually pushes you further.
Yeah, though I have to say, sometimes I wonder if this slow pacing might frustrate learners who are in a hurry to communicate fluently.
True, that's a valid challenge. But I think the podcast counters that by emphasizing consistency over speed. It's a gentle nudge to value quality over quantity. And honestly, fluency built on a firm foundation is far more sustainable in the long run.
Right? The idea is to build confidence and competence simultaneously. It's not a race, it's a journey.
Exactly, like one step at a time, and eventually you realize that your comfort zone was just that, a comfortable area, but not a space for growth.
Stepping out invites new challenges, but also fresh rewards. And it's interesting how the podcast ties personal development with language learning strategy.
Yes, it's designed so that every lesson, every reflective pause pushes you to rethink what you know about yourself and the language.
Right?
It's both motivating and educational on multiple levels.
So, if someone's on the fence about whether to embrace this slow, reflective approach, what would you say?
I'd say go for it. Like, start with a single episode, let the words seep in, and before you know it, you're noticing subtle improvements, not just in your English, but in your overall confidence.
Yeah, that sounds like solid advice. It's all about giving yourself permission to learn in a way that feels right for you.
Exactly. And remember, every great journey begins with that first step, even if it's a tiny, hesitant one.
Absolutely. Stepping out of your comfort zone is never easy, but it's often the catalyst for real growth.
And that's the core of this episode. It's an invitation to open up, to listen deeply, to speak with confidence, and ultimately, to embrace the journey of lifelong learning in English.
Well said. For anyone tuning in, it's a reminder that sometimes quitting your comfort zone is the best way to truly learn and live.
Thank you for joining in this insightful chat. Remember, every little effort counts in your journey to fluency. Keep challenging yourself and let the language lead you to new horizons.
Absolutely. Here's to stepping out, taking risks, and growing every day in both language and life.
Until next time, keep embracing the slow, thoughtful pace that empowers you to truly connect with English and with yourself.
Yep, here's to a life well spoken and well lived.